Displaced Palestinians return home while dozens of aid trucks crossed into Gaza as preparations are underway to ramp up aid entering into the Strip. Ukrainian President Zelensky had a second call with U.S. counterpart Donald Trump as Russia continues its strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure.
The European Union's new electronic border control system, known as the Entry-Exit System (EES), comes into effect.
Dozens of aid trucks crossed into Gaza as preparations are underway to ramp up aid entering into the war-battered Strip. Beginning Sunday, the amount of trucks entering into Gaza will increase to 600 per day, as outlined in the ceasefire agreement. It comes as tens of thousands of displaced Palestinians return home to Gaza City and the north of the Strip, where the vast majority of neighborhoods lie in ruins. The World Bank estimated more than $50 billion, equivalent to roughly 43 billion euros, is needed to rebuild Gaza.
أو أي حتى الله يعز السامعين لا تصلح للعيش الكلاب فيها. منطقة صعبة فيها الحياة، لا وجود ماء ولا وجود صرف صحي ولا وجود حتى نتفة رمل تفردها تقعد ترتاح عليها.
Meanwhile, world leaders are scheduled to convene in Egypt on Monday for a peace summit. The meeting, set to take place in Sharm el-Sheikh, will include a formal signing ceremony for the peace plan. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he spoke with U.S. counterpart Donald Trump on the phone for a second consecutive day. It comes as Russia launched another overnight attack targeting Ukraine's energy sector ahead of the winter months. Russia launched over 100 drones, killing 7 and injuring at least 23 others across Ukraine in the past 24 hours.
Я говорив з президентом Сполучених Штатів Дональдом Трампом дуже детально щодо енергетики, щодо можливості посилити ППО.
Zelensky had also urged Trump to use the momentum of the peace deal achieved in the Middle East to also broker peace in Ukraine. The Ukrainian leader accused Russia of taking advantage of the conflict in the Middle East and, quote, exploits the fact that world leaders have their attention elsewhere. Zelensky therefore called on continuous pressure and sanctions against Russia.
The European Union's new digital entry and exit scheme, EES, which involves registering the fingerprints of people from third-party countries and taking their photographs before they enter 29 EU countries, came into force on Sunday. Major airports in Italy began their implementation on Sunday, while Germany began its gradual phase in Stuttgart. According to the European Union, the new system will improve the efficiency and security of border crossings. Non-EU citizens will have to pass through the biometric system to enter and exit the bloc, with their data being stored in the cloud for at least 3 years. The system is expected to eventually replace the old-fashioned system of physically stamping passports, which doesn't allow for automatic detection of people who have exceeded their authorized stay of 90 days within 180 days. But experts are warning that non-EU nationals will need to stop for a longer time before a passport control officer or self-service kiosk at airports, ports, and international rail terminals. The EU Commission, however, says the system could temporarily be suspended during the first 6 months of implementation if wait times become too long or there are technical issues. Residents of Athens, the Greek capital, and visitors alike now have the opportunity to admire the splendor of the Parthenon without scaffolding and pillars. For decades, iron structures inevitably hid certain details and altered the aesthetic experience on the Holy Rock. The removal of the equipment is temporary and expected to last until November. More modern but more discreet scaffolding will return, local authorities say. The Acropolis is by far the most popular tourist attraction in Greece.